Breaking Bad, Season 4. Season 4 of Breaking Bad is often regarded as the pinnacle of the series, delivering some of its most intense and critically acclaimed episodes. The season is defined by the escalating battle of wits between Walter White, Bryan Cranston, and Gus Fring, Giancarlo Esposito, as Walt fights to secure his position and protect his family while descending further into his Heisenberg persona. Themes of power, control, and the consequences of ambition are explored with masterful storytelling and a suspenseful build-up to one of television's most memorable finales. Plot overview. The season begins with Walt and Jesse Pinkman, Aaron Paul, under Gus Fring's control, following their decision to kill Gail Bedecker, David Costabile, in the Season 3 finale. This desperate act was intended to make Walt and Jesse indispensable to Gus, but it instead puts them in immediate danger as Gus seeks to eliminate their leverage. As Walt tries to outmaneuver Gus, Jesse spirals further into guilt and recklessness. The dynamic between the two partners becomes increasingly strained, while Gus's icy control of his empire and his own backstory are explored. The season's overarching tension revolves around Walt's attempts to dismantle Gus's operation, culminating in a high-stakes finale that forever changes the game. Key storylines. Walt vs. Gus. The season's central conflict is the psychological and strategic battle between Walt and Gus. Gus's meticulous and composed demeanor contrasts with Walt's increasingly desperate and impulsive actions. Their conflict escalates as Walt attempts to undermine Gus's empire and protect himself and Jesse. Jesse's guilt and loyalty. Jesse's guilt over killing Gail drives him to self-destructive behavior, including drug use and involvement in underground fight clubs. Gus capitalizes on Jesse's vulnerability, drawing him closer and creating a rift between Jesse and Walt. Jesse's loyalty is tested as he becomes a pawn in the power struggle. Skyler's role in the criminal empire. Skyler White, and a gun, becomes more deeply involved in Walt's operation, managing the financial side of their illicit activities. She devises a scheme to launder money through the car wash business she and Walt purchase, showcasing her resourcefulness and pragmatism. Hank's investigation of Gus. Hank Schrader, Dean Norris, recovering from the injuries he sustained in Season 3, becomes obsessed with investigating Gus's operation. His findings bring him closer to discovering Walt's secret, adding tension to their family dynamic. The cartel threat. Gus's backstory is revealed through his dealings with the Mexican cartel, including his vendetta against Hector Salamanca, Mark Margolis. This subplot culminates in a dramatic sequence where Gus eliminates the cartel's leadership in a bold and calculated move. Major themes. Power and control. The season explores the lengths to which individuals will go to maintain power and control. Gus represents calculated authority, while Walt's methods are increasingly chaotic. Their battle highlights the corrupting influence of power and ambition. Morality and consequences. Walt and Jesse continue to grapple with the moral implications of their actions. Jesse's guilt over Gail's murder and Walt's rationalizations for his behavior underscore the series' examination of how far people will go to justify their choices. Family and sacrifice. Skyler's involvement in Walt's empire is motivated by her desire to protect their family, mirroring Walt's initial justification for his actions. The season highlights how their choices strain their relationships and blur the line between protection and destruction. Loyalty and betrayal. The shifting loyalties of the characters drive much of the season's tension. Jesse's torn allegiance between Walt and Gus, and Walt's betrayal of his own moral code, reflect the series' complex exploration of trust and manipulation. Key episodes. Box Cutter, Episode 1. The season opener features one of the show's most shocking moments as Gus kills Victor with a box cutter to demonstrate his authority. This scene sets the tone for the season's high-stakes tension. Hermanos, Episode 8. This episode delves into Gus's backstory, revealing his vendetta against the cartel and his motivations for building his empire. The flashbacks add depth to his character and context to his rivalry with Hector Salamanca. Crawl Space, Episode 11. In one of the series' most intense episodes, Walt discovers that Skyler has given their money to Ted Beneke to pay off his IRS debt, jeopardizing their plans to escape. Walt's breakdown in the crawlspace is a haunting depiction of his desperation. End Times, Episode 12. The penultimate episode sees Walt orchestrating a plan to turn Jesse against Gus by poisoning Brock, the son of Jesse's girlfriend Andrea. This manipulative act solidifies Walt's descent into moral darkness. Face Off, Episode 13. The season finale delivers a stunning conclusion as Walt and Hector Salamanca team up to kill Gus. The explosive showdown at the nursing home is one of the most iconic moments in television history, marking Gus's demise and Walt's triumph as Heisenberg. Style and cinematography. Season 4 features some of Breaking Bad's most visually striking moments, including the vibrant landscapes of the New Mexico desert and the chillingly sterile interiors of Gus's lab. The show's use of color symbolism continues to highlight character development, with Walt's darker wardrobe reflecting his transformation. The cinematography enhances the tension, particularly in scenes like the crawlspace breakdown and Gus's death. The combination of close-ups, wide shots, and creative angles heightens the emotional and psychological impact of key moments. Reception. Season 4 was universally acclaimed by critics and audiences, with many considering it the best season of the series. Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul received widespread praise for their performances, while Giancarlo Esposito's portrayal of Gus Fring became iconic, earning him an Emmy nomination. Episodes like Crawlspace and Face Off were celebrated as masterclasses in storytelling and tension, solidifying Breaking Bad's reputation as one of the greatest television dramas. Legacy and impact. Season 4 of Breaking Bad is a defining chapter in the series, delivering a perfect blend of character development, suspense, and narrative payoff. Gus's death marked the end of a major era in the story while setting the stage for Walt's rise as the ultimate antagonist. The season's exploration of power, morality, and the consequences of ambition continues to resonate with audiences, cementing its place as a high point in television history. As Walt proclaims in the finale, "I won," the stage is set for the final chapters of his tragic and compelling journey.